Hello.
Hello.
I just realized my typo in the question.
What was your favorite part this week? Wait, what's the typo? I mean, I guess the words are like out of order, but like it's still correct. I think the intent is there. Like, what was your favorite part?
There's a missing of.
Wait, it's totally okay. We can fix it. We can fix it.
Live debugging on stream.
See, but nobody has to know because these people are just filtering in.
Yeah, just total time wipe. Nothing happened. It was I know how to
in
English.
that question, so I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yep. We're starting off closing ceremony strong.
Very strong. Hello. Happy that you've joined us. Love all these emojis that we're getting. Ooh, all the right workshops. Love learning about open source and MCP servers. Yay! I think those were Wave streams. So good.
I think you did open source ones, and then there's also Alberto, but then MCP was all way.
Wasn't the entire week open source? So that's why I was like,
technically, yeah.
I can't claim that. Like, yes, I did, but like.
I mean, you did like a general like overview, kind of.
Yes, we did do a general overview. It was very fun. My favorite part was my everything. Good. Glad to hear. Good morning, everyone. Ooh, someone says Way was the best. Good shout outs. Very nice. Yeah, we'll keep that question up for a little bit longer. Cecilia, how's it going?
It's going well. Let's do a quick introduction and get started. As for who I am, my name is Cecilia. I've been running Today in Global Hack Week for the last few days, so you're probably sick of me. But I have been working on knitting for the holidays, and by that I mean I cleaned up the yarn balls that I have on my desk with the intent of knitting shortly. How about you?
Hello, I'm Vaishni. I'm a coach at Major League Hacking. You probably haven't seen me that much this Global Hack Week because I'm a bit busy, but I did a couple of mini events. Fun fact about me is that I am heading out to the Austin AI Roadshow tonight. So if any of you are based in Texas or Austin, definitely make sure you register for that. And also, there's no way anyone could ever be sick of you, Cecilia. Your Global Hack Week, today Global Hack Weeks are just so therapeutic. They're so calm to listen to. There's no sick of you.
I don't know. All of my fun facts this week have been like, I'm totally working on a sweater. And then people are like, are you? And I'm like, no.
Oh, no.
I've been kind of busy with some other stuff, / I got distracted by books. So
it's a good thing to be distracted by.
It is. It's really nice to just enjoy a book and then go, oh, the day is gone. Uh-oh. All right. But as you all have been going through this week, you probably might have been wondering, what is Major League Hacking? And the short of it is that we run the Global Hacker community, and it's our mission to empower hackers just like you through things like Global Hack Weeks, helping partner with various events all over the world, and plenty more. Because there's over 1,200,000 people just like you, which is incredible because this number keeps increasing every time I see it, which is just phenomenal, having started off when it was under 500,000. So keep growing, keep doing what you love, keep learning. We love to see it. But as for what we're doing here today, we are wrapping up Open Source Week. And if we want to kick off the first day, why don't you go ahead and start us off, Vaishni?
Sounds great. Let's start off with day one of Global Hack Week. First, y'all got introduced to MongoDB. And that was a very cool demonstration that was run by Ro. Ro gave us a really cool introduction into MongoDB and how we can use different features there. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that and you got some more insight into how to use MongoDB in your projects and hopefully in your hackathon projects as well. Next up, we explored design with Figma Dev Mode, and this was with Cecilia. Looks like we did some really cool Figma designs and seeing some nice colors here. I know that it's not technically green, but it's looking like Christmas here with green and red, so we're getting into the spirit early on, which is great. And next up, we worked with agent mode on GitHub Copilot with Way. So hopefully y'all got a great experience with how to use GitHub Copilot and learned how you can use it. Looks like here we were working with the MyMLH MCP server. So hopefully y'all got a quick overview with MCP servers there and how you can use it to get personalized data from your MyMLH account. Next up, we explored the synergy between open source and the cloud, which is a really cool description. I like the word synergy. And we did this with Vincent, so hopefully you had a lot of fun. Looked like a lot of technologies were being used in that stream. And I really like how we integrated cloud technologies there. So kind of looping in from other pieces and other concepts too. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that as well. And then we also began the three-part series with Way, where you started learning about MCP servers. I think in this one, Way was just going over general what MCP servers are and a couple of different examples. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that, and hopefully that was a great start to a very, very intriguing and very knowledgeable three-part series. Then we got good with Git, and this was with Ryan Lalu. And y'all got good with Git. You got to learn how to use Git and a couple different instructions and commands. So this is definitely a good beginner stream. So if y'all are confused about Git or want some more information, definitely make sure you check out this stream. And Cecilia, do you want to take over for day 2?
Absolutely. So for day 2, if you didn't get a chance to check out Figma Dev Mode, you did get a chance to do that with Ryan Lay. It seems like you all talked a lot about lettuce, and honestly, the design is a lot better than mine. I yapped too much about like background information when I was doing Figma. But as a reminder for folks who like checking out the different streams, we do run different streams, the same stream by different coaches. Sometimes, usually it's going to be Figma or GitHub Copilot, with the intent being that you'll always learn something different from different people. So if you want to go back and check any of these streams out, as a reminder, go back to YouTube. That's where all of our streams are. And if there's something that maybe didn't get answered in that stream, there's a chance it may have been answered in a past instance of these streams. Then you went and did some open source vision models for robotics. I think that was with Alberto. Looks like you were doing object detection and classification, which are great beginner strategies to start understanding how computer vision is happening, especially with where robotics is heading. Then you deployed your first Kubernetes app on AWS. Looks like that was probably with Vincent. And I gotta be honest, I know nothing of this. So I guess I'll have to check the video out to figure out what's going on. That was pretty short, so I'll hop over to day 3. And you supercharged your GitHub profile with Kari. Always going to be a fun time. Kari is always such a good energy in running her streams. I know she gave you all sorts of tips and tricks, and also made sure that you had a great time doing it. Then you explored the open source vision models for robotics, continuing on with Jocelyn. I think I actually announced these, but I really loved that you had Mona in Mona the Octocat. So if you're not familiar, GitHub has a mascot. Mona the Octocat is adorable, and that's the theme of all the stickers that you sometimes get at events. She always gets dressed up in different costumes to represent different cultures, different experiences, and plenty more. And I think we're on day 4, so why don't you go ahead and take over?
Sounds great. Continuing on with day 4, y'all actually got to go to a bonus Hacktoberfest stream, which was super cool in my opinion. And Swift interviewed our guests from the Solana ecosystem, where we discussed the blockchain ecosystem and also the multiple opportunities that are in it for you. So if y'all are interested, there is an online hackathon that you can apply to right now. I'll go ahead and put the link for that in chat. And this would definitely be something for y'all to check out if you're interested in going to more hackathons or getting more experience with online hackathons as well. And then next up, we explored vector search on MongoDB. So this is coming back with Ro exploring MongoDB. And Rosendo walked us through the concept of vector search and also showed us how that setup can be used using MongoDB. So if you're interested in learning more features about MongoDB, definitely check that out. I think vector search is a pretty cool feature. And next up, we wrapped up the MCP servers track with Way. The 3-part series came to an end, and you built an MCP server for the Hacker News in this 3-part track. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that, and hopefully you got to take away a really cool MCP server project from that. Then next up, we explored how robots move around. So I think this sounded pretty cool. You used a library called PyBullet to run robotic manipulations yourself. I have heard of PyBullet before, but I don't think I've heard of it being used for robotics. So that's actually really cool. And hopefully y'all got to explore kind of a different side of PyBullet and different libraries as well. Next up, we deep dived into open source with Alberto, and this is one of those open source streams that we did. And you used the library again, and you were able to really go deep into what open source is and what different things mean. So hopefully, y'all got a good crash course into what open source was. Next up, you started working on your first open source AI agent. Okay, very cool. Looks like you did this stream with Quinn, and this looks like you were able to create an AI agent to conduct open source. So that sounds really cool. This is maybe one of the more advanced streams. So if y'all had gotten a couple introductory streams into open source and wanted to dive deeper, this is definitely one of the streams that you should check out. And I think I'll pass it over to Cecilia for the hacker demo.
Awesome. So I just sent a link in the chat, but there is a hacker demo that we got somebody submitted. It was Soumya and Sabarna. They gave us a really cool solar system demo that we got to play with. If you joined me in today in Global Hack Week a couple days ago, we all got a chance to try it out live. It was just really cool. I love the accuracies. I love the information. And generally, this is something that we love elevating. We love seeing how hackers develop their work, how they grow, and this was just a really, really cool project. So for every Global Hack Week, there's always going to be a chance for you to show off things that you've completed that week or you've been working on. And so we love to see it. And if you want a chance to try it out, we've posted the link in chat and it's also here on stream. But we're going to keep going because we've got a lot of content to go on to. So as far as day 5, we took our first steps into IoT and MQTT with Boolean. I really love that you all were doing Arduino simulations because it proves that even if you're interested in hardware and don't necessarily have the physical components, you can absolutely try your hand at it online. This is one of the benefits that came out of COVID, which I really appreciated because a lot of folks were like, I don't have money for an Arduino, I don't have money for all the components, or I want to like test a component before I buy it. This is a great way to get started. Then you wrap the open source AI agent track with Quinn. I know that you all had some bugs that happened, but honestly, what a great experimentation in learning how to debug on stream, like debugging on your own. Like 1 out of 10 experience, definitely. But like debugging on stream, the stakes are so much higher, but you learn so much from just maintaining that calm, which I know Quinn did, and making sure that like you can make it out the other side, whatever it turns out. So like having that adaptiveness is an excellent skill to develop. Then you start off with learning about computer simulations of natural systems with Ryan Lay. I think that was like a 2 or 3-part stream, perhaps. I can't recall. I did have a question in chat that was when I like announced this. So like, what's a natural system? And I'm like, you should ask Ryan. And no one has told me what it is yet. And I think after Global Hack Week, I'm going to go poke him and be like, so what is a natural system? Because I still don't know. Nobody came back and gave me the answer. Unfortunate. But then you went to a panel with Swift and guests from GitHub. You looked like it was honestly, it looked like fun. I actually know at least 2 of the people here, which I'm like, they're all really great people and so fun to be around. So I know that you got plenty of wonderful information to help you kickstart anything you need to do, whether it's working with GitHub, working with Copilot, and also embedding that in your career. And then, let's see, you want to take over day 6? That would be great.
Sounds great. First, you tried out monitoring tools on AWS, and this was with Vincent. I caught the tail end of the stream, and it was actually really cool. It looks like you had a progress monitor going on with like how much memory was being used, which was super cool. I think at the end of the stream, it was like 99.6 or something. So definitely a crazy usage, but hopefully y'all found that interesting. I did see a lot of people very interested, so definitely make sure you check that out if you didn't get the chance to see it live. And next, we discussed the structure of open source repos with me. There's me. If y'all came to the stream, we talked a little bit about the basics of open source, basics of GitHub, and the basics of working on a project locally on your computer. So check that out if you want to learn more about basics. Then we tracked objects with YOLO and deep sort. So this is one of Boolie's streams. Very complex, looks very cool. It looks like you're tracking different objects or like players in this circumstance, and it looks very cool. So if you're interested in one of the more technical, more heavy streams, definitely make sure you check that out. Boolie's always got the very technical streams. And next up, you worked on challenges. So we've got a lot of different challenges this Global Hack Week, and y'all did an amazing job with them. So let's start going off through them. First, y'all started off with the MongoDB Skills Badge, and this is you claiming it. Congrats to Ajay Patel for successfully completing our skill badge for MongoDB. And next up, we have the Figma skills badge. We saw hackers redesigning the challenges dashboard on Figma, which is super cool because y'all know that we've got our challenges dashboard for Figma, but it looks like now we've got these really cool MLH colors on it, which I think is very fun because we have like the primary colors for MLH, and I like seeing in the background of these challenges. They look very, very cool. Next up, y'all completed GitHub quests. So these are certificates that you can share online. So definitely make sure you've grabbed them if you haven't already and share with the world that you're upskilling your skills in GitHub and more. So huge congrats to Saikat Das for completing the GitHub quests. And finally, we had a couple people that were sharing their memories from the week on social media. So here we've got Abhinav Tiwari, who was sharing their sessions and which different sessions they went to, and a couple of these tags for Hacktoberfest as well. So great job. Really good idea to share your skills on social media so that you can share with people what you're learning. And I'll pass over to Cecilia.
Sure. So as you know, throughout the week, we've been asking for feedback, and we've been doing this for a couple of Global Hack Weeks now. But we want to remind you that we are always looking for your feedback to help us help you have a better Global Hack Week experience. So we've just posted the link in chat, but if you want to tell us what you've enjoyed, what you'd like to see more of, where you thought we can improve, let us know. It's a very short form, probably like 3 to 5 questions or something. Shouldn't take you much time, but really does help make sure that you have a better experience for future Global Hack Weeks, and make sure that we do keep doing the things that you love. Then we've got swag coming up, where if you are wanting to earn your basic swag, here's a reminder: make sure that you've registered and checked into mlh.link/GHW, that you've submitted a recent address at mlh.link/address, and that you've completed the featured challenges by our partners. So all of these are very, very easy to have done. But in case you need that reminder, I think actually though, things closed at 8 a.m. Eastern earlier today. But for future Global Hack Weeks, this is the process. It doesn't change. So if you want to be prepared, you can actually get ahead and do some extra stuff. But we'll talk about that in a bit. Then, if you wanted to get some extra MongoDB swag, folks who completed at least one skill badge challenge will get an extra MongoDB MLH branded sticker. So if you're collecting your hexagons, this is going to be yet another great addition to the collection. And I think just about finally, with it in terms of feedback and everything else, if you fill out the community census, we've been announcing this all week, you have a chance to win a laptop after you've completed it. There's no guarantee, of course. I think we're only giving out one. That may change, but I can't make any promises. But definitely fill out the community census, not only for the chance to win a laptop, but also to tell us more about the community that we're serving. We do this every year, and we're always looking forward to what the new numbers show, to show how our community has grown, improved, and changed for the better. So what's next, Varshi?
We've got so many things up next, but first up, in November, we're going to be hacking with APIs again. So welcome to Global Hack Week API theme. Next month is going to be November 7th to 13th, so definitely make sure you tune in if you want to learn more about APIs. And then in December, we'll be exploring the recent advancements in AI. So great way to round out the year. We're going to be focusing on AI and ML. Save the date. That one's going to be December 12th to December 18th in 2025. The last Global Hack Week of the year. And then we'll be kicking off 2026 with Beginners Week. So that will be January 10th to January 16th of 2026. And we're going to have a great time with Beginners Week starting off the new year. And if y'all want to sign up for our upcoming Global Hack Weeks, definitely make sure you check out this link that's in chat, and you'll be able to sign up for upcoming Global Hack Weeks and go ahead and make sure that you're registered so that you can get a lot of cool technologies. And Cecilia, you want to talk about open source?
Yes, I was just making notice that we had the wrong year on one of those. But anyway,
I did too. I saw that as well.
I'm just letting the important folks know what they got to do about that.
Oh, I can take over then. No worries at all. If
Yeah.
y'all had fun, make sure you join us at our next hackathon. We're going to be having the Open Source Hack Fest, and that's going to be October 17th to October 19th. That is starting tomorrow. So definitely make sure you register if you haven't already. And if you're interested in registering but don't know how to / where to, we've got you. And you will be able to register at that link. Actually, ignore the exclamation point. You do not need that. It is very exciting for sure, but that's all you need for the link, and then you'll be able to register for Open Source Hackfest.
And by doing so, you'll be able, so if you register for Open Source Hackfest and you register for API Week coming up in November, by doing so today, there is a chance that you might be selected at some point in the next few days for a raffle of a secret swag prize. Siddharth will announce the winner later on in Discord, but definitely make sure that you get your registrations in today because that's when it counts. So that way you can find out on Discord whether you won some extra swag. Then, if you find that you are motivated to go ahead and check out more hackathons around you or online, we encourage you to go to mlh.io/events so you can find out places to test the newfound skills you've gained this week and get a chance to meet more folks like you. There are many, many, many hackathons coming up. I know, especially in about 3 or 4 weeks, there's like a million hackathons happening all on the same weekend. But we look forward to seeing all the different projects you've developed and how much more you've grown as a developer next time you join us. And I think it is time for thank yous. Do you want to start us off?
Sounds great. I'm so excited for the thank yous part. We get to recognize all of the work that our wonderful streamers, coaches, and employees are doing. So let's start off with Alberto. Alberto taught us everything about open source in his 3-part track. So gave us a really cool beginner's overview and also a deep dive into open source. So thank you to Alberto. And then Jocelyn helped us explore the synergy between open source and robotics. So huge thank you to Jocelyn for that. And Ryan Lay helped us with Figma workshops, Today in Global Hack Weeks, mini events, and more. Ryan was doing a lot of different things this Global Hack Week, and it was amazing. And Cecilia, do you want to do mine?
Yeah, we can just go back and forth. So with Buli, you had a bunch of IoT-related streams. Then Wei taught us all about MCP servers, and Varshni, of course, got us started with the structure of open source repos and ran a few mini events. I actually intended to join a few of yours, and then I totally got sidetracked by meetings, and I was like, rats. I was so close.
It's okay.
I said, I'm going to do it.
We ended up having Wei join both of them, and everyone was very excited that Wei was there. They were like, oh my God, Wei is here. And they were like, Wei, can you give us a tutorial on how to run this mini event? And I was like, okay, what are you saying about me right now? Well, I was like, but it's okay. They had fun. I had fun.
That's the important part.
That is the important part. And
I think I skipped a slide.
Our next round of thank yous. Thank you to Quinn for helping us build an open source agent using the LangChain track for open source. Very cool. And next up we had Kari helping us supercharge our GitHub profiles and expand how much information you have on them. And thank you to Vincent, who got us introduced to monitoring tools on AWS and Kubernetes. Let me do the next one. Do you want to do it yourself, or do you want me to do it for you?
I mean, I was going to skip it. So, I mean, like,
okay, I'm not going to skip you. Huge thank you to Cecilia for running opening, also running closing, and running a bunch of Today in Global Hack Weeks. Cecilia has been around almost every single day this Global Hack Week, so huge thank you to her. Thank you to Ryan Malu for helping us get good with Git. And thank you to Swift. And you saw Swift in a bunch of bonus streams for Hacktoberfest and bonus streams in general when he was in conversation with a lot of different guests from several organizations, including GitHub and Solana.
And then continuing on with our full-timers, we've got our customer success team, Rosendo and Alex. You saw Rosendo a couple times this week doing MongoDB streams. I know he was super excited to join y'all. At least last Global Hack Week, he had some horrible puns, so I'm sure he had plenty more. But those two are the reason we have amazing partners each week at Global Hack Week. So major props to them for making this possible for us to help support you and for you to learn that much more. Then we've got Mary and Siddharth, who are running first party events and league at MLH. And we have Siddharth, who does the first party events coordinator and is an HCM, but also is largely who schedules us, makes sure that the schedule looks good for us, make sure that it meets our timing, and coordinates all us coaches as we're running around pretty crazy. So major props to them for helping make Global Hack Week happen. All right.
And a huge thank you to our partners. For GitHub, Figma, and MongoDB. For GitHub, make sure you go ahead and grab that GitHub Student Developer Pack. We posted that link a lot of times, and it's really, really important for y'all to get that so that you can develop even more and supercharge your development. And also make sure you grab that Figma education account. It helps you get a lot of different resources and helps you move ahead with your Figma designs. And finally, make sure you grab that MongoDB skills badge. Not only do you get that really cool sticker if you complete those challenges, but also you get a skills badge that you can share with everybody. So a huge thank you to our partners. And see y'all next time. We're going to see you in about a month, and we'll see you for API's Global Hack Week. Bye.
Have a good one.